my name is Vaselli, and this is just a quick video. I feel like I keep saying that lately, quick video, but it never really is, but it kind of is. But I felt very compelled to make this video today because I was editing some footage recently and I was like, this is really interesting. This is really impressive for what it is. I'm not sure a camera sub £1,000 here in the UK has impressed me this much in a long time. So I felt like I had to make a video about it and talk about it. Now I'm looking over here because I've got a little wireless monitor here, and said camera, which I'm raving about in this video, I'm having a few issues with it. But that all aside, something which I've kind of thought was very true in a great quote was the best camera you have is the one that you have on you. And whilst I believe that was talking about, you know, capturing spontaneous moments and whatnot, I just really believe in that statement right now. Now, before I go into what this camera is, I need to talk about gear acquisition. Now, late last year, I was like, you know what? I need some new kit. I need to buy some new stuff, test some new things and whatnot. And I bought Laser lenses. I bought a new camera, tested cameras and all sorts. And just after a while, I just kind of was like, I was sat there with all this kit, DJI Focus Pro and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't really use much of this stuff. If I'm on a big shoot, we'll just rent it anyway. And I find it's very toxic in the community to say, we need all this kit, get more kit, and every week there's a new set of lenses that's better than the last set of lenses. And what that led to was me selling most of that kit that I'd bought, being like, I don't need it, I'm not using it, so let's simplify the workflow. For me, in this stage of like clearing stuff out and just simplifying everything was really kind of freeing, and I enjoy it. I enjoy that process of like simplifying processes. So downsizing the kit was kind of one element, and just refining, getting all the kit in, testing all the kit and going, don't need it, all good, let's go back to basics. That led me down a bit of a path. Went on holiday with my Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K and a Laser lens, and I was like, this is a really nice little combo, but could it be smaller? Let's talk about the specs of said camera in question here. We're talking 4K, up to 60 frames per second, can do 240 frames per second, 3 focal lengths and log profiles all within this camera for about £1,000. However, I got mine for £400 because it was used. All this, I'm talking about this camera. Now, really think about it. What camera could you buy with 3 focal lengths, image stabilization, autofocus, 4K shooting for under £1,000? You just couldn't do it. And I get a lot of questions of people saying, what camera should I buy to start with? And my first camera, like the first thing I shot video with, it was either a camcorder or an iPhone 4S, I believe it was. It looked like shit, it looked awful. But I still say to people now, just start shooting on your iPhone. And yes, if you haven't figured it out already, we're talking about the iPhone. I'm shooting on an iPhone 15, I'm shooting this video on an iPhone 15. And that's coming from someone who has the choice of all this different kit. This idea kind of came from my partner Esther. She shoots on her iPhone for content, social media stuff. And she said, what's a good camera to buy? As many others have asked. And I just said, well, actually seeing all the innovations on the sideline from Apple with their iPhones, I just thought, I've not really jumped into this. I did a video quite a while ago on the Blackmagic versus an iPhone, but I thought I'm not giving it a fair shake again. I'm not giving it a good chance again. So I'm telling people use an iPhone, but actually I haven't really tested it myself. So we were going away on holiday to Norway, shot some stuff there, but I was just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna bring the iPhone, an ND filter and an SSD. And use the Blackmagic app, shoot in log, shoot in 4K and ProRes, and just see how we get on with it. And I just couldn't believe it. I've got back and I've started grading this footage, and I just could not believe how good it looks. Now, could it be better? Yes, mechanical shutter would add a lot, but I'm blown away. I bought this iPhone 15 for £400 off Facebook Marketplace. What an incredible purchase. Like, the log footage grades beautifully. I'm not seeing too much issue with it. Now, admittedly, I'm making this video before I fully finish my Norway edit. When this video goes live, it'll probably be the first time I've seen it blown up to a TV. So if you're watching this on an iPhone, you'll probably think, oh, it does look good. But on a TV, who knows? We'll have a look at that when this video gets uploaded. So refreshing to carry just an iPhone and such a minimal setup with me, just to pull out and start shooting without having to worry about offloading. I would have had to bring, you know, a camera, a body, lens, all the other bits and bobs, the accessories, the hard drives, and offload. So for a trip like Norway, where you're going up incredible mountains and stuff like that, but you're doing 20-kilometer hikes, you don't want to carry tons of kit there with you. And when you get to the top, you don't want to go, oh shit, I should have brought the 70 mil. I've only brought the 24. Honestly, If you're like me and you've not tested the iPhone in a while, grab an ND filter and just go and shoot some stuff. Use the Blackmagic app, it's free, because I was just blown away with the quality of the footage out of it. Now, yes, does it have some issues? Absolutely. Using the rear facing cameras, I'm using this little monitor from Amazon, it's a wireless one. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. I was having issues all day. This video wasn't supposed to be a talking head like this. I wanted to do a little bit more with it. However, the data cable was playing up and it was just a whole thing. When we're on this trip and I'm having issues with the data cable and stuff like that, I said to this is it. This is how you learn to use the kit. When you're out on location shooting and you have a fuck up with the cable and issues and problems and things break and stop working, these are all things that you have to do and learn that you just won't learn by watching a video online. You have to engage with these problems and understand them to be able to fix them, in my opinion. So that's why I always encourage people to grab the camera you've got and get out and start shooting. It just so happens that the cameras we have now from iPhone 15 onwards, because you need that log profile to get the best out of this camera. So if I had this camera 15 years ago when I started, the quality difference would be so good. But admittedly, I know a lot more now, so I can get more out of it. So what I'm saying is the starting point has moved now. You can now create much better images for a much lower price point, as we've known. But if you're out there and you're thinking, what camera should I buy? I need X, Y, and Z. Get an iPhone and actually just rig it out. Because one of the points I've got down here is client perception. Now, obviously you can't turn up with an iPhone and shoot on a certain budget. But it's getting more and more acceptable these days. And I'm seeing people use these DJI Osmos, and I'm sure they're great as well. Get the rig for it, get the little cage, and just slide your accessories in there. And I don't think a client would even bat an eyelid as long as the quality is good enough. And I'm just rambling on now about an iPhone, where most of you have probably checked out and gone, oh, I've got an iPhone, I've shot on it. It looks shit. And like, but I'm telling you, give it another chance. Give that Blackmagic app a go. Give the log footage a go. Because again, I've been really impressed with it. And you might be looking at the footage I'm letting go of this video and go, it's all right. Maybe it's me getting older, but I'm so impressed with the quality of the footage and its ability to be graded. In my mind, it looks almost like an A7S or a A7S II or something, you know? But yeah, again, bought this camera for about £400. It's also a phone. I can also watch Netflix on it. I can play games on it. I can make calls on it. It just so happens to have a cracking camera system and log footage in there as well. Anyway, that's me rambling on, an Apple advert. I'm gonna have a full edit of the Norway footage, I hope, to put together. Just about the trip and the journey. We did it in an electric car and it, had the issues. Yeah, it was a fun little trip and there'll be more footage in there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit of a random one, but I just, again, felt compelled to kind of make something because I was just so impressed. Thanks very much for watching. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. If you've got any questions about the rig or any tips or you need to know anything, then let me know. I'll get back to you in the comments below. Cheers.